In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a YouTube video, any YouTube video, and utilize n8n's community nodes to be able to take that YouTube video and convert it into transcripts, where then we'll be able to utilize several different AI agents and AI nodes and convert it and repurpose this video into a sales enablement tool, a social media repurposing tool, and also an AI agent that summarizes the content of that YouTube video. I'm going to utilize OpenAI's Dev Day video that they made an announcement of several products that they released as an example, but you can use any kind of video when it comes to a competitor analysis to be able to create battle cards for your sales team, so that way when they're talking to a prospect or a customer, they'll have this really great battle cards ready, where then they'll be able to utilize this to do objection handling, things like, hey, we saw the new model that you guys released for whatever product it is, and it seems too complicated, so you will have a proper answer based on the video that will be summarized using this AI tool. And we can also take the same video transcript and repurpose it into social media for different platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and individually post them. And on the third AI agent, we'll be able to take the video transcript and summarize it and send it to a nice written email to our internal teams, and also utilize our Slack node to be able to send that summary into our proper teams and channels. So this is going to be a very, very useful tutorial, because again, you'll be able to utilize this workflow and convert it into several use cases. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zubair. My YouTube channel and my school community AI workshop is all about building incredible AI agents using no-code tools like n8n. In my school community, you'll be able to get started from the introduction to n8n to all the way building incredible AI agents. And also you will have all the n8n templates for this particular workflow and all the previous and future workflows that I'll be building. And the great thing about our community is that you will be connected to like-minded individuals who are here to learn and are serious about building AI agents and automations for businesses and personal brands. I'll put the link in the description. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first thing is YouTube transcript is not a node that is natively integrated with n8n. This is a community node, and this is only available on if you are self-hosting. So let me show you, for example, if I have, this is my n8n cloud account. So let me resize this a little bit. So if I wanted to add, let's just do a trigger here. Let's say I wanted to add YouTube, right? So if I search for YouTube here, as you can see right here, it just says YouTube, and you can have all these operations that are available, but there is no category here, or there is no node that will give you a YouTube transcript just for copying and pasting the URL of a YouTube video. In order to do that, you have to go and install this YouTube transcript node, where you can just copy and paste, where you can just paste a link, YouTube video URL, and this will be able to convert this into a full-on transcript. In order to do that, you will come here on next to your username, and you'll click on these three dots and click on setting. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let me open another tab here. So you will come here and click on these three dots. Again, you have to be on a local host, or you have to host this locally in order to have access to this. Otherwise, this is not going to work. You'll click on these three dots. You'll click on settings. And then on the bottom right here, as you can see, it says community nodes. And again, for comparing this to our, if you're on the cloud account, let me go ahead and take a look here. If I click on this, click on setting, that's fine. You will see right here that community nodes does not exist on a cloud account. Okay, so just so you're aware, so you don't get confused. But anyways, so once you, and I know a lot of people are doing hosting this n8n locally, so you should be able to have access to this. But once you come over here, you're going to click on community nodes. I already have this YouTube transcript installed, but if you want to install a new node, a community node, all you have to do is click on install, and here's where you will paste the npm package name. How you're going to get this is you will click on this browse, and this will take you to the npm package page, where n8n community node package will already be pre-populated, and this is where you need to search for whatever package you're looking for. So for example, on the bottom, as you can see, these are all the community packages that are available via this npm package, right? But you want to make sure again that it includes this n8n community node package in advance, because otherwise it's not gonna. So for example, let's say if I search for YouTube, you can see this one this is just a YouTube transcript, but this is not for n8n. So you want to make sure you are actually getting the proper community node, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is the one that you want to grab, right? So if you click on this, all right, there you go. So this is what it says, n8n nodes YouTube transcript. So all you have to do is click or copy this name or this package. You're going to come back here. You're going to paste this and you're going to say understand the risks, because obviously you are using a public source because all of these nodes are made by community. You'll click on install and you will have this node installed now. So next time when you come to your workflow, so let's go ahead and, so if I go head over here, now if I click on add node and search for YouTube, as you can see right here, the YouTube transcript node is available for me. And then next to it, this little box that just says this node is from our community. It's part of the n8n YouTube nodes YouTube transcript package. Okay, so that's the difference. Again, this is super useful because you know, there are certain nodes that community. There's not a lot of nodes there, to be honest, because I've looked through a bunch of it, but there are some useful ones. So if you're utilizing that for your purpose, whatever it may be, then go ahead and check that out. But anyways, so what you need to do here is all you have to do is add that YouTube transcript. And again, I have just added a trigger as a when clicking a test workflow, depending on what your use case is. You can actually add maybe some kind of a webhook here that actually monitors, for example, a competitive business that you have their channel, or every time a new video gets posted on their channel, then you'll be able to utilize that and automate it, right? But then you can take that video, convert it to YouTube transcript, and then utilize your sales enablement, which we'll walk through in a little bit, to be able to convert that YouTube transcript into several other things that you can do with it, right? But yeah, so like I said, you can come here and just add a webhook where then you'll be able to monitor a particular channel, or you can have an HTTP request tool where you can have access to other different resources. But anyways, for our purposes, again, for this demo, all I'm doing is literally going to YouTube, and this is the OpenAI Dev Day that Sam Altman announced, the GPT-4o.
From outside documents or databases.
It's very loud.
GPT-4 Turbo has now.
Yeah, so this was
April of 2023.
Let me pause this. This was announced on December 2023. So this was again the announcement for GPT-4 and the different tokens that they made available for public. So what I did was I basically copied the URL here, and as you can see, C6ZK. I want to make sure you know that that's the same URL here. At the bottom right here, it says 6ZK, right? So that's the YouTube. And when you click on test step, what this does is this is going to take that and convert it into a nice little summary here. And if I go to the table view here, you'll be able to see all of the transcript from that video. You want to make sure, if you want to return this as one text, you want to toggle this to merge text, because if you don't do this, here's what's going to happen. This will actually return all the timestamps too. So if I click on this, now you'll see welcome to our first ever. So all of these timestamps are kind of provided here in the duration for each one. And as you can see in the bottom here, there's like several pages here. So depending on what your use case is, you'll be able to, if you want to do this, then go ahead. So you can also add an aggregate node. So for example, yeah, so all this data is coming in here with the timestamps. So you can take this aggregate, let's say you only want to grab from a particular timeline. Then what you could do is put a set node and then use this aggregate node, where then you'll be able to grab all of that and convert it into a nice little data here using this aggregate node. And again, all you have to do is put the input field name. And in this case, it's going to be, I think it was the text. Yep, right here is the text. And I'm converting it to, or I'm renaming the field to data, and it's going to provide me all of that data without the timestamps or anything like that. But anyways, for our purposes, we don't need to do that. So I'm going to get rid of this. So now it's saying sending 70 items. And if we go to our sales enablement here, this you can see it says it's sending all of these different pages, and I don't want that, right? For my use case, I want to be able to return this just as a merge text. So I'm going to click on that. Test step, and welcome to, yep, perfect. So that's, I'm getting this as one merge text without kind of the array of different timestamps with different text in there. And as you can see, it's here, it's sending this one item to different nodes on the next step. All right, so that's how you basically take a YouTube video and convert it into transcript. Again, you could, for example, let's say if there's a product demo, right? So let's say you have a product demo for a SaaS company that's your competitor. So you can take that product demo and utilize this tool. So for example, let's say this is a SaaS explainer video. You can take this video and add it to this transcript, where then you can do other things with it. But anyways, for our purposes, this Sam Altman's announcement is pretty good. Okay, so now this is where kind of the magic of this prompting comes in, right? So we have this big chunk of text or the transcript of the video that's here. So what we need to do is convert this into battle cards for our sales team. For those of you who don't know what battle cards are, it's basically a way to utilize a resource that you can extract and have a product feature highlights. You can have objection handling, and then also suggested responses for those objects that might come from your customers. And that's exactly what the prompt here does, right? So I added this sales OpenAI node where I choose my account. And again, you can watch my previous videos if you don't know how to connect your account. The resource is going to be text because this is what we're using here. The operation is going to be messaging a model, right? And then you're going to select the model. In my case, I selected GPT-4 mini. If you have a lot of text, so if you're putting a large video or a video that's very long, so for example, let's say if you have a seminar that you're trying to summarize and turn it into something different, you want to make sure you're choosing a good, strong model, so that way your OpenAI node will be able to provide whatever you need. But anyways, so for this particular prompt, what I set was from the text provided, and the text in the bottom I'm defining as the text that we're getting from our YouTube transcript video. Extract key insights for sales enablement. I need product feature highlights, objection handling tips, including common objections and suggested responses, because we're telling it, hey, we want to be able to, in advance, figure out a way that our customers might object to certain things. So provide those object handling tips and also provide the suggested responses, which is going to be super, super helpful, especially if you've been any part of any kind of sales team. You'll know that this is a very common practice. And then also I said unique selling points, so USPs or competitive advantage, because you want to be able to provide the competitive advantage versus you and whoever your competition is, and then key statistics or metrics that are mentioned in this particular video, right? And then I've said that please present the response in the following format. So I'm providing it this format that I want this response to be in. And in my case, this is going to be these battle cards, right? The first one is going to be the product feature highlights. I want 2 features, the objection handling tip, where you have a customer concern, and then what the suggested response would be from your sales team, right? And then also unique selling points and then key metrics. And I've said use bold headings for each section and bullet points for individual insights to ensure a clear, structured format suitable for sales battle cards. So I'm being very, very clear, and my prompt is very structured to make sure I'm getting the proper output. And depending on what your use case is, make sure you're adding the proper prompt here. And for those of you who are part of my school community, you will have access to my GPT, custom GPT that you'll be able to utilize and grab these prompts from there. But anyways, so here's the right side. This is what the result looks like. So I have this prompt, and at the bottom, the text is exactly what we want here. So let's go ahead and test this thing out. So I'm going to click on test step. And once we do that, so this thing is going to run right here. As you can see, it says sales enablement. And this is the output. And as you can see right here, exactly the way we wanted it, right? So we said product feature highlights. Let me expand this a little bit. All right, there you go. So again, obviously this was a announcement dev day for GPT-4. So the first, these are going to be the 2 feature highlights. GPT-4 Turbo supports up to 128,000 tokens of context, allowing for more extensive nuanced interactions. Feature 2 is going to be the JSON mode that they presented. So that's great, right? And here's the object handling tips, right? Objection. How does GPT-4 Turbo compare in terms of pricing? So now, as you can see right here, it's making the job of your sales team very, very easy, right? So let's say you are a competitor of OpenAI. In this case, for example, let's say Claude. Claude has announced a new feature, or they provide a new video that their product team has released. Their sales team could utilize this workflow or these AI agents to be able to compare their product with GPT-4, because in real life, customers, their enterprise customers, are going to ask them, hey, what makes your product better than GPT-4, for example, right? Specifically when it comes to pricing, because that's always a common ask. So that's why you can see the objection here. A customer might actually say this in real life. Hey, how does your GPT-4 compare in terms of pricing with others? So then the response, or AI already provides the response. It says GPT-4 Turbo is significantly cheaper than GPT-4 with cost to reduction factor 3 times for prompt tokens and 2 times for completion tokens. Very precise, very accurate based on the transcript that we're getting. Again, if this is making the job of sales teams extremely easy. Before this, you have to sit down, go through the product release video, or talk to your product team and figure out, hey, how do we present this to our sales team? But this is taking care of all of that and automating the process, right? And it's also giving you unique selling points. So it's unique selling point 1 and 2, higher rate limits for established GPT-4 customer, custom models program offers tailored model development, blah, blah, blah. Key metrics, GPT-4 Turbo can handle up to 128,000 tokens. And that's actually accurate because as you can see, that metric or that number is actually coming in from our context. And if I look through it a little bit, I should be able to find that. There you go. GPT-4 Turbo supports up to 128,000 tokens of context. So you can see that this is not making things up, right? And you can further establish or further refine the prompt to make sure that it's grabbing everything, particularly from this and however format you want. All right, so now that we have all of this and we're outputting this as JSON, so that way, if you want to, for example, say, hey, you know what, for my object handling ticks, I want to grab this and add it to my Salesforce, so whatever your Salesforce is. So if you want to be able to, for example, add that to an opportunity. So the way to do that is you can just click whatever your CRM is, right? You can have Salesforce, you can have HubSpot, or whatever you're using. So for Salesforce, they have all these different great functionalities like uploading a document, getting a contact, creating a summary, or getting a summary. In this case, we'll be able to add this to our opportunity, right? Anyways, but I don't want to make this video too long, but you can utilize now this battle card and add it to different, your CRM. You could send an email to your particular sales team. You can add it directly to Slack as well. So that way they're aware and they're ready with these great different tools in their hand now. All right, so that was kind of the first use case was for the sales enablement. Now you can also, let's say this video is about your own product release. So let's say your product team releases this great video of how your product works. You can take that transcript, and instead of manually doing this, what you could do is add a OpenAI node here, and same thing. You'll go back if you want to learn the step-by-step tutorial on how to add social media content to your platform. You can watch my previous video where I walk through step-by-step on creating and attaching my LinkedIn account and blog posts, so you can do all of that. So make sure you watch the previous video if you want to learn how to add your social media to this AI agent. But anyways, so as far as the prompt, again, the magic here is the prompt. So I'm gonna expand this real quick just to show you what the prompt looks like. So I said from the text provided, and again, the text is right here, and I'm defining the text here. Create tailored social media posts for LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm providing different context on for each platform what to do. So for LinkedIn, I'm saying a professional post highlighting the key insights with a formal tone. For Instagram, a short engaging post with the call to action and relevant hashtags. And once we click on test this step, and again, obviously make sure you're outputting this as JSON, so that way you'll be able to grab the different posts and connect it to the corresponding nodes. And as you can see right here, it created a nice little post for LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So now all you have to do is on the next node, you can just attach this to your LinkedIn account, X account, Facebook account, and everything else. So that's kind of like the second AI node here that we added to be able to take this YouTube transcript and do something with it. The third one, let's say, hey, you know what? All I need to do is I want to summarize a particular video. Let's say you have a very long video, a podcast, or whatever it may be, right? You don't want to go through that entire podcast, but you just want a nice little summary. So same thing, you will have an AI agent here, and you can add different, you don't have to add GPT OpenAI models here. That's why I kind of put this AI agent here instead of just the OpenAI model, because you can have access to, for example, adding a Grok chat model. If you're using Anthropic's chat model, you can add whatever you want. But in any case, so for this particular one, let me actually get out of this and add the OpenAI model, GPT-4, go back. All right. So for this AI agent, this is going to be a conversational agent, and the prompt I said defined below. And if I expand this, all I said is summarize the key points and insights from the JSON.txt, and all I'm doing is just grabbing this and bringing it over here. I need a brief summary of the most important takeaways, any significant topics for theme discussion, noteworthy code, statistics, blah, 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 right? Format the response in concise, easy to read format. So now here's what you're getting, a summary of, let's say, a very long video, and you're sending to yourself a nice little email, or you can put that in a Slack channel as well. But let's go ahead and test this step. And this should be able to provide this nice little summary for us so that we can utilize this for other notes. There you go. So as you can see, we have this nice little summary, key takeaways, and then also it has kind of divided it into different topics such as the significant themes, and then also accessibility for AI development for non-coders, noteworthy codes. As you can see right here, you can see that it pulls codes. It says you can now call many function at once and it'll do better at following instructions. And it also has recommendation and points. And again, this is all coming in based on our prompt that we provided here. All right, well, hopefully that helped. And again, like I said, you can add this to your email or a Slack, or any additional notes if you want. So this is kind of a good overview of what you can do with this community node called YouTube transcript. Again, you can completely automate this process where you can, as I mentioned before, you can have a webhook that will be attached to this, where then you can be monitoring a competitor's channel. You can add individual YouTube links to this, where, for example, let's say if there's a webinar or a seminar that's very long, you can utilize this. This is a great tool to be able to summarize or turn that particular YouTube video into something much more. If you're part of the school community, you can basically just go over here. I'm going to provide this in the template sections. All you have to do is click on import from file, and you'll be able to import this into your own workflow, where then you'll be able to add additional loads or check out for yourself how to customize this tool or customize this workflow for your own purposes. All right, well, hopefully you found this helpful. Please make sure you subscribe and like the video. I have some great tutorials that are upcoming, and also a few great announcements that I'm about to make. So make sure you are following that and looking out for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.